This is a presentation I did in 2025 about managing your career in the age of AI. AI was blamed for 350,000 layoffs between 2023 and 2024, but it was really shifting priorities for businesses to reduce their costs that really fueled the layoffs. There's hiring freezes due to the tariffs, but those have largely been lifted in 2026, so hiring seems to start becoming back a little bit now. When you first start your career, you need to decide what career you want to go into. Technical fields like software development, project management, data analytics, or AI development are popular. You can do other careers like engineering, healthcare, construction, or trades. They might have better long-term career stability because tech can be very volatile. When you're planning your career, I use this PAR method: plan your career, act, get a job, and build your career. Assess your progress and adjust as needed, and then repeat. This is what it looks like in action. You get a job, you move from job to job. You assess your metrics in your career plan to see how you're progressing, what's working, what's not. Has my job been affected by AI? Do you need to learn new skills? Repeat the process as you move from job to job, or you have life events happen, you might need to reassess at that point. What is your career plan? What career field do you want to go into? Where do you want to get training? How are you going to pay for the training? A list of companies you'd like to work for, which is helpful when you're going out and hunting for your first job. You can focus your efforts on industries that you like to work for. What criteria shows you're succeeding your career, and where will you save for retirement? The retirement one's important because it'll sneak up on you really fast. And what will you do outside of work for health and fun? This often gets overlooked, and programmers can get unhealthy because they don't focus on it. This is an example of a career plan. This emergency fund, having an emergency fund is important because you transition from career to career. You may need money for moving costs, transportation costs, and to pay bills for the first couple months after you get a new job. You need to get training. Tech careers are great because they can do self-study, boot camps, college or university certificates, or apprenticeships, and that gives you a lot of flexibility on the way you want to learn. Universities are getting better at updating their curriculum, but they're usually behind, so sometimes boot camps or self-study are better routes. It's easiest right now to find a job at a local company. Be willing to move east or west coast in the United States, or big metropolitan areas usually have a higher concentration of tech jobs. Here locally, it's Salt Lake City or Lehigh. In California, that would be San Diego or Los Angeles, and New York or Atlanta in the East Coast. You can use standard job boards like Indeed and ZipRecruiter to find East and West Coast jobs, but then we recommend you go apply online at those companies' websites. You can use automated job finding tools that are coming out right now. In my experience so far, they haven't been super successful, but they may progress into a better option later on. Here's a couple of those AI job tools that you can use. Job searching is time intensive, so leverage all these tools to help manage your time spent. You can also get resume help on some of the job sites, they give you free AI tools to help you tweak your resume. For local job hunting, search on Google Maps for tech companies in your area, and then go to those companies' websites and apply directly on their website. It seems to be the best way to get actual interviews currently. The AI job boards, the job boards just don't seem to have the same result as applying locally does. Take your resume with you on your first interview. Have a program or example of your skills that you can show, or code samples if you're a programmer. Start applying while you're still in college, 1 to 2 years before you graduate. Make sure you're saving up for the money for the move, because you don't want to be moving east or west coast and run out of money. Build your career, master your tech skills, and be the expert. Staying in one career area, one programming style can serve you well. One of the guys I know did Java career, 8 or 9 jobs, all Java web development, and has been very successful like that. You might want to pick a niche that works for you and then become the expert in that. You may work for as many as 8 or 9 companies in your career, moving about every 2 to 3 years. So make sure you're checking your career goals have changed, or if you have any life events, that you're reevaluating your situation and seeing if your career is still progressing or if you need to make changes. No one really knows what tech will look like, or the AI will look like in 5 to 10 years. It's becoming increasingly used for agentic programming and prompt programming, but you still have to understand the underlying code so you can actually code review it and make sure you're not shipping out garbage to production systems. Be prepared for retirement. Invest early and often. When you first start your career, invest at the 401k of your company that you work for, and then once you leave that company, consider rolling it over to a self-managed investment company, and that gives you more investment options later on. You're moved every 2 or 3 years, so you'll take that investment company with you from job to job. During my career, I've kept my expenses and bills low, maximized income, and paid off all the debts. And zero debt helps you maximize savings and investments amounts. You can really push a large amount to investments if you have no bills. You can't make up for lost time on investments, so start early. And this Dave Ramsey is the steps that we've been using. The URL there at the bottom is helpful. Make sure you have outside interests for fun, because tech is stressful. Have activities. Get some exercise each day, and pick activities that you may be able to do in retirement also, so you get in the habit of a healthy lifestyle. Software development in particular, you set down for a lot, so you have to get up about every hour and move around. Get about 30 minutes of exercise per day. If you get really stressed, talk over your stress level with your friends, family. Sometimes you may even have to talk it over with a professional counselor. Pay attention to the bored and stress feelings, because you may need to actually move to another career field if you get too stressed constantly, or find healthy ways to deal with it. If you have a job right now, keep it, because jobs are really competitive and hard to find right now. Due to the AI layoffs, there's about 2,000 people applying on LinkedIn jobs, and that's a lot of competition for jobs. So that shows why most people are not getting anything on the job boards right now is because they have to be that one person in 2000 who gets hired. Look for jobs locally on the company's website so you have a better chance of getting interviews and getting hired. For more information, go to my site here, training/career. At the bottom of the page is these slides, a link to the slides, so you can download these slides if you need to see them in more depth. And I'll put this link in the description of the video also. Thanks for watching.